So we didn't get a chance to do our usual tradition of recognising the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, who are the traditional owners and custodians of the waters and the land on which we meet, which is Beeralane. And we acknowledge and pay our respects to Noongar elders past, present and emerging. I wanted to take a moment to thank our partners and sponsors over the last, what's more than the last year actually. I'll take you through a little bit of a history because this is our first AGM of the organisation. But in particular, City of Bayswater, who's given us, who's entrusted a grant to us to deliver the Tool Skills program, which is our final session is this Saturday. We've got some money from Bendigo Bank, so held for us to launch the tool library, and the Department of Communities via Lisa Baker as well. But we also have other partners who we've worked with over the past year, and I just wanted to acknowledge them because they've been essential to our success. But of course, we absolutely need to acknowledge the lifeblood of our organisation, which is our volunteers. So we've got the board, which is Christine, Elaine, Jen, Elizabeth, Sian and Lorraine. We have our educators, Narelle, Denise and Sam, who have been amazing during the Tool Skills pilot. Brunel has helped us out with some risk management. Mel Johnston's helped us out with some event coordination. We've had some other ad hoc volunteers along the way. Claire's done some proofreading for us. Melissa Cashman's done some photography. Aileen's done some stakeholder engagement. It's been a genuine team effort across the community. And of course, all of our family members who have supported us in our volunteerism and given up time with us so that we can spend it in service to the hub. And I wanted to take the time to formally thank everyone and to thank the support of our families as well. So this is what we do. We empower the women of Bayswater and beyond by providing access to tools and workshop facilities in a community space, and we facilitate the exchange of knowledge between cultures, generations and capabilities. So we're still working on that community space aspect, which is really integral to our success. And we currently have an expression of interest in with the City of Bayswater for the Maylands Interpretive Centre. So we are very hopeful that we will have a positive response to that. We're also exploring other options with the city for physical locations. So watch this space in that area, but we're really excited about what will happen as a result of that in the next 6 to 12 months. Because this is our first AGM, I just wanted to take a moment to look over our history and really, especially the volunteers who have been here since day dot and those who we've gathered along the way, to understand how far we've come and really how much we've done in the last, it's more like 2 years, 18 months. So if we go back as far as even earlier than July of last year, but July is when we started drafting our governance, which was in large part due to Christina's guidance and leadership. We incorporated on the 25th of August 2020, so formally we're over a year old. And then in September, if you'll remember, the reason why there was so much rush to get all that governance in place is because we put that expression of interest in on the family centre to occupy the family centre in Murray Street, which would have been a great fit, but we lost out on that to an amazing community group. So we continued on nonetheless. We went to council on the 20th of October and deputised to support the EOI. We did some branding evolution with Mel. We've had some business names transferred. We did one early on grant application we were unsuccessful on, but so much work went into that. We got our first grant on the 11th of January 2021 was announced from Lisa, and she pledged $20,000 to us contingent on re-election. And I'll always be grateful to Lisa to that because she could see the vision, immediately saw the vision and immediately asked what we needed to get up and running. Very generous, and yeah, just wanted to thank Lisa in particular there. We've got a police clearance program underway. We're building our volunteer engagement in building capability in our volunteers, continuing to expand that beyond the board into tool teaching skills. And unfortunately, but now we had the lockdown, which was where we couldn't actually deliver some of the programs we had intended to deliver. So we got waylaid a little bit. We moved on then in May. We were successful in a grant application for $5,000 to run that Tool Skills program. We participated in the Native Plants to Residents and Environment House. We did the Bendigo Bank Pitch Night in this quarter as well, and we secured $4,000 towards the tool library. So that was a really busy quarter for us. And then finally, we put in the EOI, as mentioned earlier, on the Maylands Interpretive Centre. We've delivered that tool skills for women. So we tried to decouple, seeing as we have not been successful so far in entering an agreement with the City of Bayswater for a physical location. We decoupled success from that physical location temporarily. So that's why we're delivering these tool skills program from the RISE. So we've partnered with Arana House and Starting Over Support to deliver that to their clients and other members of the general public and stakeholders. With great input from Christina, forgive me if I'm missing anyone, we did the annual report, which was issued in the 24th of August, and we're currently holding our AGM now. And at the end of this month, we've got our Tool Skills for Women outcomes report, which I've already 80% completed the work behind that. And we will deliver that to the city, who are already thrilled with some of the outcomes we're seeing from that Tool Skills program. So that was just a brief overview of our history, but I thought I'd take the time now to do that because I just want to highlight how much we've done. It feels like it's been quite frustrating, I know, for many of us who have been working on this for such a long time, and we're now seeing the fruits of that labour in the Tool Skills program and some of the grants that are coming through. So I want to acknowledge all the hard work and you guys hanging in there and continuing to keep your energy levels up. And it's really starting to filter through some of those results. Finally, I just wanted to, can you even see that? Highlight our strategic pillars, which remain improving women's wellbeing, improving household financial outcomes, improving capability, and improving environmental outcomes. So we've already shown that even without a physical location, we can deliver on our vision and mission, but we're really looking forward to nailing permanent locations for our two key initiatives in this financial year. We're hoping that will be the Maylands Interpretive Centre and potentially one other location in the City of Bayswater. But either way, this year was going to see our foundations grow. And I hope we'll be holding our next AGM from our new digs somewhere in the City of Bayswater. Does anyone have any questions for me before I hand over to Christina?
I'd just like to take the opportunity to say thank you, Michelle, for everything that you've done as well. You've been the reason that this has continued pushing forward, and thank you for leading us, and thanks to the rest of the board as well for the past year. It's been great.
Thanks, Christine.
Here.
Same. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So that wasn't a silence. No, more. Thank you. That's appreciated. Yeah, and everyone, like, such hard work. I've just been thrilled with watching you guys really put your shoulder to the wheel on this and what's happened as a result. So if there's nothing else, I will pass to Christina. I think you're going to run through a special resolution, Christina.